A good, great morning to all who tuned into the realest thing in the world coming out of Guyana. I don't get realer than this. Let me first recognize some of my loyal followers and supporters. Karen Smith. I see you guys have Rose Narayan, Chandra, Simone, Diane Singh, Charles. What's going on, buddy? So this morning we're going to talk about something that's affecting a lot of Guyanese. We're talking about bikes, but I want to bring back a memory to you guys. Sometimes I forget what I've done because I'm so integrated in what I do. Sometimes I forget, and I think it's a human thing. I meet some people sometimes and I tell them how good and great and how positive they are. And in that moment, you see them light up like if it was a reminder. Imagine having to remind someone of who they are. And I want to take you back to the days when I used to be in the kitchen. Have a look at this. This is a video from me in the kitchen. And what I'll be doing is bringing back old videos and giving a back-end story to them, but a complete, we got to do it documentary style, so it's going to be a 1 hour worth watching. So look at this. These people in these this is when I used to be in the kitchen, when the show was the kitchen, and I always used to worry if a cockroach run out from one cupboard, and I always cleaning me cupboard, spraying thing. You understand? Because I say, you imagine I there in the kitchen, a cockroach start running about the place, or a rat run grass somewhere. You understand? In this kitchen, a maid come and thief. Hey guys, what's going on? The Critic is in the house. We're in the kitchen. What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? Have I changed? Have I changed much? Let me run through and see what's the discussion in the morning. Prever. Ram Narayan. David. Right? So this was a funny day in the kitchen. And as we go down in the video, you're going to see it. So some people send a message and say, Critic, we have since the time changed, we just watch the video after, we don't watch it live. Okay, that could be one reason for the change in numbers. Lunchtime, what's going on? And this is police investigation. Kitchen, they hot like a rat. I used to sweat in there. What's going on as it relates to school? Where were you? Why were you not in school? Shoot the next story. Eh? So this is the day now President Irfan Ali, PPP Rose, candidate, came into the kitchen. When they call yesterday, they ain't got nothing funny about the story. The only thing funny is a lady went to a private hospital in Georgetown with a bullet in her head. Me don't know what part, me don't know how to reach her head. The story done. That is just recently. Now when I'm hearing these stories, I'm realizing this is two. This by Carl yesterday, and this other story. A very prominent person in our society watched me and said, what happened to this story? I hear that story. Because they know about it. And me know about everything. But they got nothing me to know about. And it is obvious that vigilance station. So in finding out that, the gun and the bullet to something that happened. So, hold on, let me see how this thing starts. So this is the beginning. Somebody asked me. Now President Irfan Ali came into the kitchen. Somebody asked me. And this is where his first interview began. If Irfan put me for Bartica. Bartica is a tongue now, you know. Everybody should go to Bartica at least once in a lifetime. Them by the. Hold on, them by the. Now, there are two things one has to notice. Irfan Ali's humbleness, of which he's always been. People don't remember these things, you know. People don't remember basically where we come from, where I come from, what I've done, the things that I've done. We only got a couple old shoes. Me got a couple old shoes. So we don't got to study the door. Come in. Welcome. Thank you. Can't complain. I'm already prepared. Everything cool? Yes, sir. You got tea this morning, so look like a old bushman. You just walk in the bush, sir? No. Jail, I spent a lot of time in jail. You ever been in jail? Yes, sir. Here now. So Irfan rolling with a man, and the man say, he know me. I say, yeah, you been in jail. I spent a lot of time in jail. The man, no, he know me anymore. He don't want to know me. Oh, Rajas, that's there we meet up. Hold on. I just take a little bit back this side. Yes, sir. All right. Don't live all the time. Everybody waiting, the man somebody just saying the man put me on Bartica, and I said that Bartica is a tongue, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Yes. And I seem to be getting nowhere, making a couple steps before. This is here. One has to respect people and where they come from. And one would want to know why Irfan Ali is a successful father, why he's a successful president, why he was a successful minister. And that is because even in times when he has to assert his dominance, that assertion, that dominance comes from a humble being. You understand? And you gotta give respect to the humble man. You gotta give respect to the humble man. I rather suspect the reason that the opposition leader continued to fail is in his inability to access that humbleness within. Because it's not to say he grew up wealthy and he's a Trump kid. You understand? The opposition leader is a struggler his whole life. He ain't come from no wealthy family. He's there in Bamba Mali drinking quarters. You understand? But look at Irfan Ali's demeanor. Listen to this interview. Steps backward, right? I have been one of the persons. It's not easy for sit down and hear me talk, but people, there's a reason why most people don't have interviews with me. Most people cannot handle my line of question because I don't know. We ain't got no structure as to why I ask a question. I don't read from nothing. And I could talk whole day. You understand? As Jaglio says, he has institutional memory. Right? Who have been very much outspoken as it relates to the fake degree thing, the 19 charges. And I seem to be getting nowhere First thing is evidence. So I want to start right. Yes, sir. Ali's here, and I didn't talk him much about what's my plans. I don't really talk much about my plan because it's action. But here was the thing. I have been looking at the politics of Guyana, and it looked like when we make one step forward, we're making a couple steps, but 4 or 5 steps backward, right? I have been one of the persons who have been very much outspoken as it relates to the fake degree thing, the 19 charges, and I seem to be getting nowhere. First thing is evidence. So I want to start right away.
Again, to give you guys context, in the political run-up to President Ali becoming president and his campaigning, there were claims that his degree that he acquired was fake. And through all of that, his wife stood by him, and he persisted. While being in opposition and being the presidential candidate, before becoming the presidential candidate for the PPP, he was charged with 19 charges relating to giving out lands. He has since been vindicated of all such, and there was never any proper evidence and grounding. Imagine President Ali was charged for land that was allocated to people like Gary Bess, who is a PNC executive. So the people who get in charge with President Ali, because at the time he was housing minister, would have been charged. But the story is not what has gone in the past, it's the humbleness of the man who is now President Ali, and a humbleness that you continue to see in him. Listen to this.
Debacle. Mr. Irfan Ali, after this whole debacle, have gone on to get a PhD. Is it a PhD? Yes, sir. A PhD from the University of the West Indies. So why do I go back to me source them right away? And I have been and tried to meet everybody or anybody, professors in Washington and all over, to explain to me, how do you go on to get a, bear in mind, I was also made aware that the University of the West Indies is one of the top 500 universities in the world. A world which has 30,000 universities. So somehow this thing come about. Nobody has been able to pinpoint definitively what this issue is. What exactly this
This is me ranting. Let me get to Irfan Ali answer.
The PhD comes after to become the president of this country. You understand? With the support and explain how this thing does work. So far, it's just been shit in the wind that's smelling bad. You understand? Now in moving forward, I will put that to rest. You understand? Right now the heading up there is Irfan Ali and the Guyanese Critic. From now on, I will refer to this gentleman as Dr. Irfan Ali. So we put the settle.
So I had to deal with the elephant in the room. I had to deal with address because people were talking about all these kind of things. And this is when I asked now President Irfan Ali, if you become president, what are you going to do for this country? I want you to listen to this. And you'll see the promises that are being delivered today. That is why I continue to listen to this man. That is why I continue to support President Irfan Ali. Because when he first made those promises, publicly, those promises came from his mouth. He made it in my kitchen, simply. And today, going on to be president, traveling the world, having control of everything, he continues to deliver on those promises. He has earned my respect. Irfan Ali is vying to become the president of this country. You understand?
He wasn't president then.
The support of a man that has history in this country, who's the president of this country too. So we got enough issues there. Me resting that issue has nothing to do with anything that is going on or what is promising the people, me wanting it addressed. Me resting the fake degree issue is to ensure that we're going forward, looking straight in the eyes, clearly this is what we want, this is the issue, we want to address issues. So what will happen? We can go into an election and we're not going to be discussing issues. We can be discussing things that don't make sense. Now it is a bombshell. Guyanese critic just do that. Hear what I say. Anybody with a PhD, one of the professors from a university, somebody from the University of the West Indies, please come and deal with this issue. Until then, 19 charges. You understand? Well, here how we deal. Then, it's rested. You understand? I accept the no case submission. This matter is true now. The Guyanese critic says that. Now, here was the problem. We got 19 charges for dealing. This gentleman here is before the court, has 19 charges. You understand? Well, here how we deal with them. In light of the fact that there has been a number of persons affiliated with the people that has been charged, the PVP that has been charged, not one. The honest truth is, I know Miss Jennifer Westbrook had the limousine, nice, big, fancy bus and all the day as that. I feel something happened somewhere. But no charges in stick. Mr. Irfan Ali, Dr. Irfan Ali, looks like it is witch hunting, and I am not going
to I put it to rest.
What's the plan for the people?
So I put it to rest. It was the degree thing, and we went through that in detail because I could not have gone on with Irfan Ali if I did not put the elephant in the room to rest. So that was the explanation. That was the all about. I'm going to be posting about these videos for you to see. I'm going to be doing documentary, like where's the back end, what it was, what was going through my mind at the time, and all these things. It's just a lot. It's an hour and a half, right? But then I went on to ask Irfan Ali what was his plans for the country, and I want you to listen to that.
For this country, and I got 2 other questions. We can just chit chat basically, moving forward from here, because we got to do this more often. There are things that I'm seeing the PPP is promising. You understand? I am saying his dreams. I'm glad for you to explain to me how does this work.
Well,
how it's going to work.
Thank you very much, Critic, for having me on your program. I'm pleased to be here. I'm pleased to respond to the questions as we take our country forward, as we work together in building a stronger Guyana, a Guyana in which we can create opportunities for every Guyanese. Every Guyanese must feel part of that future. Every Guyanese must feel as if they're involved in that future and they have a stake in this country. I've said on more than one program.
No. Have you listened to what Irfan Ali said before he became president? Every Guyanese have to have a stake in the future. You see the boulevard the Independence Boulevard that I drove through yesterday. Every Guyanese of all walks of life. You've seen the grounds that were built in Buxton. You see the track that is complete in Linden. You see the stadium that is being built in Palmyra, just not too far from New Amsterdam. Every Guyanese. Irfan Ali said he was going to do it, and he did it.
That the People's Progressive Party Civic is looking towards taking our country in a positive direction. One in which we can create wealth, one in which we can have private sector growth, one in which we can build a strong and globally competitive private sector, one in which young people have an opportunity, women feel safe and respected, children can grow up knowing they have a prosperous future in this country, and one in which we can develop jobs and have good paying, not only jobs, but good paying jobs where the mining sector becomes vibrant again, where all the traditional sectors can be rebuilt, can be competitive, can be vibrant, and can help in the creation of wealth, creation of employment, and expansion of our economy. I'm also looking towards building a Guyana, working with a team, and that team comprises of all the skill set, all the skilled resources out there as Guyanese, bringing all Guyanese together as we move in, looking at the future sectors of growth, future opportunities, whether it's the services sector, how we can expand agriculture through mega farms, and also have crop diversification so we can have high yielding crops, high crops with higher values. These are things that will help the agricultural sector. How is it we can expand education to ensure that
all of this is being done, by the way, 3 years after. I just came back from a Barry Sunday. I went on a hunting trip, duck hunting, and I'm seeing the agriculture sector being transformed, whether it is the infrastructure. I went to India, the University of Terry, where consultants are coming from India to help Guyanese farmers. I know of Guyanese farmers, fish farmers, heading to China to get training, 3 weeks training for certain for fish farming, cage fishing.
every single Guyanese
These things are happening.
have access to their educational potential and educational goals? How is it we can ensure we build capacity locally? And it's very important for us to build local capacity that can create the local know-how, the local skill set, the local knowledge base in the areas of development that we see the country moving forward. For example, if I may give you an example, if you look at the services sector, in the services sector, there is a definite need for 4 more branded hotels in our country. But do we have the human resource capacity? And how are we going to ensure that we develop the right human resource capacity with the right skill sets, with the right set of training to function in this new area? And I say new area because branded hotel calls for a different level of service, and not only service at a lower level, but service throughout the management chain. Because if you look at many of the hotels, the branded hotels in developing countries, they come with a management contract. So if we're going to have branded hotels, then we have to ensure we have a world-class, state-of-the-art training center so that we can train from the general manager to at all levels of skill requirement to function in these hotels. So part of the manifesto, and the manifesto will be launched, a short version at least will be launched very shortly. You will see that we're talking about the state-of-the-art, world-class center for the development of this skill. And it is a center that we spoke about when we were in government, providing training to meet the tourism sector, providing training to meet the entertainment sector, and providing training that would help us to fulfill the requirements in the hotel industry. So that's the services sector. Then, of course, oil and gas, which we can deal with specifically, because when we look at oil and gas, sometimes we are captured in a conversation that only focuses on oil and gas. But oil and gas is only one footing or one leg on which the economy will be built, on which the structure of the economy will be built. And there are other footings that are critically important and other footings that will generate a large number of jobs and create opportunities for us in the future.
Tell me something.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning. I get a number of concerning for electric motorbike. What the process I got through? Is the right number?
Yeah, well, there's no process to go through. What happens, they were supposed to have the bikes registered. There was a 3-month period. Laws have since been passed. But the government, the vice president himself, has extended that time period to year end, right, with the electric bike. So they'll explain what the process is. There's no fees attached.
Till year end.
Till year end. You got up to year end, forget yourself organized. And we're going to talk about that just now. Why you call and call with them electric bike? Because the PPP got an uphill battle. Listen to President here, fella. The PPP got an uphill battle for deal with the supporters. Because their supporters could be more deviant and conniving than these PNC people, you know. Don't get tired with these Indian people, you know. Don't get tired with them. Yesterday, 6 of them got protesting with the electric bike. They had a 3-month period to get the bikes organized. These things have to be organized. Safety has to be considered. All over the fucking road, the people are riding the bike. And every electric bike you see riding up the one way. Up the into the oncoming traffic. They're riding all about the place. A set of old men, a set of old people that see and never ride them bike. People who can't walk the path, they're riding electric bike up and down the place. Little children. It's mass confusion. And by the time you tell them they buy electric bike for $60,000, but they can't pay a registration fee. Oh God, how much you get? $60,000 electric bike. But they can't pay a registration fee. In Europe, even if you're riding a bicycle, you gotta get insurance on the road. Listen to President here, finally.
Nice and dandy. Interesting plans. You were a Minister of Housing in a past PPP administration. Are these things that you witnessed that the PPP has failed at, that you're coming to complete?
Well, first of all,
Yeah, Vishal.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Talk to me quick.
You know, let's generalize this statement. Guyanese are very complacent people, you know. When they leave Guyana and they go to New York and those places, you know, they automatically transform and adapt. See, if the people said I got to pay $60 to eat a cook-up rice, you better believe it, I'm finding the $60 and pay, you know.
Partner, let me tell you. There's a matter of fact we're talking about, but how do we deal with the issue here? These people, the Barbadians, following Dr. Amaya, a set of fucking old men from Barbados looking for attention, always they're stirring up shit. A set of waste of time people. I don't know even how he listed as a doctor, because I've met the guy and he's a fucking third. Dr. Amaya from Barbados is a third.
He's a doctor of conceptualizing scunt. Excuse my language.
A whole set of old freaks, them there. We can't get the electric bike. We got to pay for everything. The PPP has a more uphill battle dealing with the discontented, dissatisfied, greedy supporters than trying to convince the PNC people to come over, because black people coming over like mad.
Exactly.
Hold for me. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Critic. Says I watch your show every morning.
Yeah, brother.
And with these electric bikes,
Yeah.
it's good what they're doing, but you can't do it for one. When we talking about safety, then people got the bus front tint, the car front tint, the car wind up, and they can't even hear nothing now, see nothing now. They don't even look the cameras.
But the police is be stopping. The police may stopping. Use ride one electric bike.
I got 3,
Have you ever operated any other vehicle before you get this electric bike on the road?
but I can drive a tractor anything. I got like
Roger.
everything.
Well, here I tell you, see the people with the electric bike out is be riding up the one way, riding all about the place?
Yes, I realize
You see the
that.
old people when I see past the nose riding the electric bike, you witness that?
Yes,
Well, there have to be some sort of safety in place. Now,
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying, they have a lot of other laws that are breaking, and when the screen was dark.
yes, but here now, I just talk about that too. Every time I go up on an accident, the window screen tint, I just talk about it. Paul had the window screen tint. I tell you, I broke the fucking window screen if you take out the tint. You understand?
Police got the tint.
No, but I talk about it constantly. Hear what the problem, where the real problem is. So this thing happened gradually. Tint in a windscreen, and it happens from time to time with different people. This electric bike, after COVID, electric bike come there. Hundreds of thousands of them there all about the place. All over the place they're riding like mad. Little children, old man.
We can't walk the path drunk, man. Everybody put electric bike. No training. People who never ride a bicycle. Electric bike. My concern today is not so much the electric bike. It's the PPP supporters. What a devious and conniving. Because here when they come out, we voted with PPP no more. You understand?
But they got 99% on the bike.
Eh?
All involved, 99% is PPP supporters.
PPP supporters. But here where the problem lies. The vice president came out. Everybody, vice president said, here, we move back this thing till the year end. Right?
Yeah.
So where's the big excitement? What a protest for yesterday? 60 of them gone and protest by 10. Yes, son? Here, we talk. I got the emergency coming in. Yes, son. Michael. Michael. Mama, like something going on there. When he called in the morning, is madness.
Hello.
What going on there?
Where?
I hear you hollering and for the truck or something. What happened?
No, I telling no one the bike over there, the port over there.
Oh, where are you going? The back dam?
No, we can't go anywhere.
You got more things to come off the wharf?
I only carry 27 pieces, I got 5 more pieces to bring up.
Jesus Christ. So you use the wee hauler truck too? And the low bed?
I carry the hauler.
And who driving the flatbed?
I got the next man driving me flatbed.
Roger that. All right. And the roller, what time the roller going over the river?
1 o'clock, no rain. Somebody can clean up the engine up there. I want islands, so they can clean up the engine report.
What's the situation with the truck, the little canter?
They're going to set the fuel pump, the water pump look like it's peaked, so it look like it's overheated. So the guy might meet there, they go bust down the front.
Who's doing that?
Joel.
All right, son. Cool. Roger. Safe. Roger. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. How can I be of help to you?
So I am Annie Frederick, and I sent a statement to you in a taxi yesterday.
You are... Who is this?
Pardon me?
Yes, who is this?
Annie Frederick.
And in connection with what? How can I help you?
I sent a statement to you yesterday with a taxi.
And what would the statement have been about?
Relating to Paramount.
Okay, I'll have a look at it. And this is your personal number?
No, I just want you to have a look at it. I wanted to verify that, yes, it was sent for me. So that is why I called.
Are you suggesting you're the young lady that made the report against Darren Lal?
Yes, that is.
Okay, I'll have a look at the statement.
Yes, so, yes, and you can go ahead and publicize it.
Well, you guys sit down and talk to me. I don't do things like that. So somebody sent a statement that you guys sit down and talk to me. She had the whole country in uproar, pull back, and then send a statement to me, and I could verify and read the statement. You got to come and talk to me. You got to talk to this nation. Does the victim? She sounds like a very positive and confident young lady. The call upon Me Life program for say she sent a statement. You understand? You got to come and talk to me. I've been here worried like a ass. The whole nation was worried. You understand? Since you got the belly for send a statement, come out. Come out and let me hear what's going on. I ain't into them fuckery. Everybody was worried. People protesting for you and everything. You just send a statement in a car and think, that's it? Everything okay? Everything ain't okay yet. People still want answers. So we're talking about the electric bike. The PPP supporters. Hello, good morning.
Good
Morning, Critic. With these electric bikes, right? I don't know if you could remember the last time they had an accident whereby they had a car hit one of these electric bikes. And, you know, it was a very sad situation. And I think that the government should put a very
It was a
strict,
sad situation and a car hit the electric bike?
No, I'm saying it's a very sad situation that the car hit the electric bikes, and like some of the car drivers don't see the lights on the electric bikes, and I think they need to work on the lights and, you know, have some more rules to the bike, because as you said earlier, they have a lot of big people riding those bikes and don't know to use the road, you know.
Yeah, brother.
So I think that, you know, it's a very good thing though. Anyways, later.
All right. My little friend is called and try for some Samaritans. All right, buddy. At least you're trying your best. I gotta respect that. Yeah, Abajan.
Yeah, I got 2 points I want to make quickly. One, let me
I want to know who organized the protest yesterday.
I think the same guy you asked me about before one time. It was a real estate guy.
Oh, the con man?
You know,
Listen to me. Listen to me. When I meet that guy, he's messaging me and tell me I will ring a fucking box in him. He will run to the station. You understand? I get in an assault charge, and here was the funny thing. He feel like joking. Come, he got the people and that. He don't know me, Harbajan. I will ring a box. Now the vice president said, this thing put on hold, it's extended. They're looking at it, it has to be reviewed. You can't go last a minibus man, car man, bicycle man, and everybody else and got fucking people riding electric bike like them mad.
Yes, I agree with you, but I think it was Friday or Thursday, I would have spoke to the vice president, and it was at your interview, the vice president make it clear that he talked to GRA CEO, and he said that he don't want to bring burden upon the poor people. He's looking at it to make some rules that you must have to follow some rules and regulations.
If you if a cow knock, how you just know is who cow when you knock down the cow? The cow got a brand. How you got a fucking electric bike and it ain't registered? When you run into somebody's car, how I know is who bike and they run where left the bike? Do you know a bicycle? A bicycle is registered to owners. How you know when people thief bicycle?
Right.
The people we got try with them.
The government waiving the GRA fee. And I don't know if people not read or watch it social media. I think DPI carried Chronicle, and over 1,000 people watched your interview that day. You know, and I personally went after talking to the vice president. I went to.
I hear Amaya the anything too. Like he like attention hour.
But I talked to counselors to go.
What doctor? Habajan, help me out. Your friend, what kind of doctor he is? A medical doctor?
I think you're a horrible doctor or something.
He's a bush fucking doctor, man. What horrible you say, a bush doctor?
I'll get them to call you one day.
No, he can't know.
But
he's a fucking menace.
Right?
He like attention. I see gone, he help two people with some little sharing. Oh, come, say something and this and that. It's attention them old man is looking for.
Yeah, plenty of them. One other thing I want to touch on, the New Amsterdam municipality, where the deputy mayor and the mayor refused to add the 6 councillors in the finance committee, which is 8, PBP got 6 seats, APNU have 8. Now, one of the things, if you're talking about bridging the gap and work inclusiveness with government, now this is an opportunity. At all RDC, where the PVP won, the RDC members from the opposition side is included in Works Committee, Finance Committee, all the committees. So I don't understand how you're going to bridge the gap if you're following, if you exclude people, then this cycle will continue. Somewhere along the line, these guys, I address both of them, the mayor and the deputy mayor. Y'all need to it is not too late to do the right thing.
Well, my brother, if the government is the person who applies subvention to these areas and townships, isn't that so?
Yes.
And the government doesn't have people in the finance committee that could manage that subvention. Fuck the township. of New Amsterdam.
Right, you have to bring in people, you know, that's you sit down collectively and watch how your money is spent, and then you have transparency. But when you have one side who will do it, yes, if you go this party do it or that party do it, but these are educated mayor and deputy mayor. You have to bridge the gap somewhere. Take an example of the RDCs. When I was a member of the coalition and sit at the RDC in Region 6, I sit on a number of committees, so subcommittees. So I don't know why excluding people. This cycle gonna continue. I thought
Listen to me.
generation is having
I am not talking about no friend up thing. You talking about working. We don't have to work together. I am saying the PPP government has to give subvention to, because NDCs and townships do not have enough finances. They don't garner enough taxes to maintain themselves. Is that not so?
That's true. And
I am saying the PPP should not give the township of New Amsterdam any financial subvention. If the councillors that are in there, 6 councillors against 8 councillors, are not proportionally represented on the finance committee. You understand what I'm saying? Because how do I give you money and there are not councillors from the government that is giving you money on the finance committee? You go and find your own source of funds and you watch man your money yourself to fuck with the township of New Amsterdam. Story done.
The PS at the Ministry of Local Government, the permanent secretary, gonna have to call spade a spade from his end, his or her end, that look, I'm sending you money at the bottom. How do I know you go for the right cause? I need people to manage it. If not, I have to forcefully put in an interim committee there to overlook it.
I do not think the PPP should do that. Whatever happening should happen between the councillors and should happen willingly. If they don't see.
Yes.
You understand? There's always negotiation. You go to America, you realize the politicians always negotiation. Something has to give. You understand?
Something has to give.
Let them go back. Let the president and the vice president come out and say, we cannot deliver on our promises to the township of New Amsterdam because of the fact that we do not know where the money is going to go. You understand? Or let the government of the day do and deliver to the areas that their councillors are in. Story done. We got to get real. If publicly you're going to do something like that, if we have a councillor and a council and a body is a collective body, right? There needs to be proportional representation. Since there's 8-6, how much people are in the finance committee?
Right, you have to get from both sides.
No, but how much people from the finance committee? How much people consist on the finance committee? Uncle Eddie, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. The roller going back tonight. The roller going back tonight. It's going back tonight. Let it full all the sun where they got full.
Okay, good.
Safe.
Okay,
It's going back tonight. Safe.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Yes. Right? If I give you money, I got you the subvention for build you township. I give you money. And me ain't got nobody put the inside for find out what you doing with this money. It's the same thing with Josh on the town council, me and town council. No. I ain't got no money for you. You understand? And this thing with this government is the bullshit. It's this humbleness and this banner here. These banner cars and a lot of this problem with the cars. So the critic become a politician. Now me dep on them showing this bike. But listen to this, man. There's some of the promises he made and has so far delivered on.
And it's very important to address this issue because there's a lot of misconception and perception, and our development trusts, our decisions in the future must not be on misconception and perceptions. The PPP came into government at a time when we had a worse debt ratio. when 98 cents on every dollar revenue was used to repay foreign debt, when we had no housing program, when housing loan was 20%, when commercial loan was close to 40%. So we came into government without the fiscal space, without the resources, our foreign reserves. There was nothing in our foreign reserves. So we came into government in that state where the critical infrastructure, health, education, road network, these critical infrastructure were all in neglect. These critical infrastructure were all in a state of disrepair. So we came under that background, and we had to build our way out. We had to ensure that we prioritize expenditure. And we came at a time also when the economic base of our country was not wide. So you were using 98 cents to service debt, and the revenue collection was not coming from a wide base. So over those years, we were able to build the base, expand the base. We saw construction and engineering growing in terms of its contribution to GDP and contribution to the economy. We saw agriculture growing. We saw rice production growing. We saw sugar expanding. We saw mining expanding. We saw housing expanding. And the expansion of these sectors helped in the creation of wealth, helped in the transformation and the changing of the image and physical infrastructure of our country. So when you go back to those budgets, because of the state of the educational sector and the housing sector and the health sector and road networks, you would see a lot of the investment had to be placed in those sectors.
Now here, this is president. This is before. Here.
Well, I'm not staying away from any issue.
No, but you list some things that but that was one, because fear crippling the people really brought the economy to some
revenue that was coming in.
Watch. Hear what I'm saying. These Bano got an uphill battle for dealing with these vermin, some of these vermin. You imagine a man organize a protest. He helped rob Indian people of their homes in New York, get deported for the, and the rest of jackasses he following he now for protest. The electric bike situation is one. The registration period has been extended to year end, and it has to be organized. It has to be formalized. There is nothing that is growing at a fast rate that could grow. We don't have control of it. Is who bike, who the bike belong to. Is it insured? All them things there. You can't get a bike that could cause injury and harm to somebody. You ride under me car. Who paying for me damages? Who paying damages to me? You can't get a thing that could cause injury or harm to people and they don't insure. That's the next thing the bike got insured. Everybody riding all about the place. You pay $60,000, $100,000, $200,000 for a bike. And you can't pay a small insurance fee. When you damage me, who pay me? But like I walk with a baseball cat and me carry you run to me, I lash your fucking head. That's what I want. That's what you want. You there riding all about the place like you're mad. All about the place they're riding like they're mad. Somebody has to train you. This is what you do. There are people, some of them who ride a bike, never ride a bicycle. Because they never put the time and effort and energy into riding a bicycle. This is serious thing, little children. You would give your little child, your little 6-year-old, 7-year-old child a bicycle for riding on the road. Get him why didn't get him the bicycle for riding on the road all the time? 10-year-olds are riding electric bike on the road. Main highways, look, going across the road, look up the highway, all over there about the place like the crazy. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Critic. I congratulate you for the work you've done on the police force, because I appreciate that what you do there. Highlight them. They're not doing a proper job, the traffic department. Thank you.
And then I just highlighting thing. I far from being able to do or take over the job of the Guyana police force. They've been found wanting, but I could tell you, that's the best Guyana got for offer. You understand? How has the bikes been affecting you? And the PPP got a way them a try for help everybody, and me got tired of them thing now. Like the township in New Amsterdam, you ain't got nobody from the finance committee, so you got the finance committee. You have no money, but it's only you people them there for the finance committee. Well, you gonna find your money. Let the finance committee deal with financing too. Because finance committee is supposed to monitor financing. No, they got to look for financing to take loan from the bank. Pan the market. Put up take a loan on the New Amsterdam market. Put toll gates and all, and they start charging people to move through the town. Yes, sir. You have to figure out how you are get financing. This government, everything, Jack, do you hear? Something happened to somebody, the foot hot president, your neck hot president, they run with a cold patch. How you feel? You got fever. Everything with them people be, me vote him back, me vote him back. Like you see black people coming from the PNC jumping over like they're mad. Y'all see that? Eh? Nobody then fucking protesting when 7,000 sugar workers get laid off. 7,000! Nobody then protesting then. Not a protest. When the old people them had to start paying back the water. The pensioners get taxed for the water, had to start paying back for water. Nobody in protest, not one in protest in PNC time. I see nobody protest when they take $10,000. $10,000. You know, she'll ride an electric bike as a result of is the school fee money they take and buy electric bike. For come make the rest of we in this country uncomfortable. What about if we start blaming PPP supporters for making the country uncomfortable when making the country unsafe and riding all about the place like you're mad? The PPP got to do something but y'all. You understand? Because it's a set of people with low life, hungry belly ways. Oh, them alone. Me got car, me got pay taxes, everything. You understand? Man got motorbike, you got buy lights, you got buy helmet. You y'all come, PPP supporters come and set a fucking electric bike and it's a free for all for IDs. It's a free for all for y'all. Oh, we's a PPP supporter, so we supposed to ride like we mad all about the place. And they're running for Pata here. Fuck y'all. Hey, PPP supporter. Me vote them back. Let PNC come and fuck y'all over again.
Critic don't take them on board.
No. Every day is the same shit with anyway. Go. Critic, the road in there. You see what's going on? You get back. All the taxes come out. Like you go bored. I wouldn't even expect that people in Region 5 got complaints. 50. You ain't get? Here laugh. The PNC take away 10,000. The PPP get them 40,000. Not get them back the 10, you know. Get them the 10 back and $30,000 more. You ain't hear nothing about that.
Some people like poverty, buddy.
You understand?
So if you give them progress, they don't want to. They like poverty, you realize the critics. Some people...
The PNC only took... The PNC take... The PPP take out 200 taxes with it. And here laugh. This is what just put on recently, you know. It's not the PPP left it, and then the PNC come, and then the PPP come back and decide for enhance. All the land rates, rental was raised in Region 5. The PPP reverse it, take off, more money in the pocket. It's the money where the PPP get them. They buy fucking electric scooter for come and make the whole country uncomfortable, and then the PPP running for pat their head. Fuck them!
Mr. Critic, for example, they got a guy or a thing. A guy with 40 as a thing came from, well, he would have visited Guyana recently. And when he went back to New York, he had a lot to say about Guyana.
Who's that?
Mr. Leon.
Partner, don't waste my time. I don't know fucking anti-man about the business. Don't talk about something else. I do not deal with anti-men and the fucking business.
Really?
Talk about something else. Find some other. Talk about electric bike, man.
But I'm gonna just touch on the recent scenario there in Amsterdam with the councillor. I think the government should continue to engage the citizens themselves, and if the councillors or the municipality, the mayor and the deputy mayor continue to be complacent, exclude them and deal with the people direct, man.
My brother, that would be them usurping the local government process. I am saying if people vote for people, because you always could go back to the councillors and tell them, I'm dissatisfied with how the makeup of the finance committee, because what's the purpose of these councillors? People don't understand. You don't just left them to do what they want to do for 3 years. You have to go back to tell them.
This is what council want to do.
You're not satisfied with how this thing is going. I need you to make I need you to make adjustments to this. You understand? I need you to make adjustments to this. But let me talk about these PPP supporters. They got a clique of them. You understand? They got a clique of them. And I voted half of them with local government election. You know, local government election at 28% turn. Where the fuck they been? They didn't vote in any case. Where they been? I didn't see a set of electric bike line up outside the polling booths. You understand? And the PPP, they're on their back foot. Black people in Linden and all over this country, in Bartica, all over this country are more respectful for what the PPP is doing than their own Indian people.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be realistic.
Point taken.
Black people are showing that. The turnout overwhelmingly. Yes, sir. No matter that they lose in Albaistong, look at the boulevard. People walk down, they play cussing no more. Look at how the president is being treated. Look at how the vice president is being treated when he goes into black communities, when they go into South, when they go all over. The PPP got a set of supporters when they come out as a set of gripers. And the PPP have 230,000 people supporting them. But they got the little bit of come out, oh, we ain't get this, we ain't get water. Y'all cheering and get the 40,000. Y'all in the recipients of the 200 taxes were reversed. Y'all are not the recipients of the fact that taxes take off for the fuel. There's no taxes on fuel. All y'all is not the recipients for that.
They ain't get no problem with the price of rum, you know. $1,000 could go on the rum bottle right now. $1,000 more and they're paying for it.
Instead of fucking gripers. Because there's PPCP supporters, they could buy electric bike, ride all about the place like the mad, cause accident. You know when you knock down one of them fuckers. They right into you. Partners get locked up body. The police don't say, oh, check the man who dead if he was drunk and deal with you fairly. You don't go, you just get locked up for 72 hours, brother.
The thing about it, these bikes don't keep no sound. They ain't got no sound.
Yes, sir. They're riding the bike, they turn off the light in the night while they're riding for save the battery. Because it's battery powered, right? I driving coming from Borbies, they're all over the road. Yes, sir. This government has to wake up. This government has to start paying dividends to the people who pay them respect. Because a white cross section of their supporters are whiners and gripers, and they're greedy and devious, conniving people. It's not all of them, but enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
Too much of them. You understand? Who would have believed after all the years of cussing black people, the place with the biggest numbers and the response, talking anything but black people, the vice president and the president could go into black communities and overwhelmingly get the support of those people who are glad to hear what they have to offer, what they have to give, and very respectful when they get it.
Mr. Critics, another thing too, a lot of them people in Borbies is illiterate, you know. Sorry to say it. I just being factual.
I don't care what it is. I just tired with them. Yes, I got a man place, big rice, pharmacy vehicle. We got tight tons and hack and it's cunt in the yard. And he griping, me ain't get this, me got pay GT and this. Like nothing is never enough for them. And I ask them what they have done. What have they done to contribute?
And some of them, most of them in Borbies, the business people, them, I'm not denigrating them or stereotyping them, enough of them into smuggling.
It's tiring. It is tiring. It is frustrating. You try for that. And here there's a set of old men come out for protest. The big men who's supposed to be guiding this thing in the right direction. Oh, we are PPP support. We never vote.
You make a valid
Go and fucking die.
You know, you make a valid statement yesterday when you expound a little on the old minds and the thinking. Some of them could only tell you how much party they went to. Not for them.
Can you imagine your grandfather? They out protesting. And you ask yourself, you listen to the grandfather. His grandfather, this thing has to be structured. The bikes have to be registered. There needs to be a certain amount of training. When I watching them, I calculate these banners know these banners spend most of their life in the back. They don't know the difference between left and fucking right. I think it's dyslexic or whatever you call it. They don't know the difference between left and right. Them banner driving up the every electric bike I notice up the way, up on the wrong side of the road.
When I get into New York, Critic, I did the airport, I buy a sandwich, I find the bin and put my garbage in. Dispose of my garbage. When I reach JFK, an Indian guy, he litter the airport in Guyana, but when you reach JFK, he little sweetie paper and look for the bin.
Bro, listen to me. If this country is going to move forward and we're going to reap the benefits of development in this country, this government got to stop pussyfooting. I'm telling you, I know personally. Because every time the president hear anything and the vice president, they run to get it resolved. And the law has to take its course. You understand? I know personally of this. Anytime people have their neck out, their foot out, anything. And that is not the job of the president and the vice president and ministers. You understand? Sometimes people gotta protest. The shit gotta hit the fan and we gotta deal with it. You understand? Because you can't watch 60 people for votes and to get an undisciplined society. That is what I have to say.
But Mr. Critics, we also have some double cross elements within the PPP membership. I won't say the executive committee, but the membership. Trust me, I know of. I'm aware of. I'm very much aware of.
You guys see the PPP group in Linden. All black people just hustling for development bill there. They must fight for the thing.
Exactly. My brother and the
where you go the Indian groups and they fight, they will pull down one another.
The bulk of the PPP support among Afro-Guyanese is young people. Overwhelmingly, they get it.
By the pushing, yeah. Nobody here telling you them is their own fault. They will pay for that. Jag, you and Air Finale will pay for that. They're playing with them people too much. Me, I throw them under the fucking bus. I don't have no time with them.
Real thing.
It's better to go and get black people to vote for you. Black people express a level of loyalty. Look how the black people has followed the PNC blindly and stupidly, and that get nothing for it.
And now come to the self-realization and started to overwhelmingly support PPP.
Nothing. What Patricia Trace Green could ever say. She went campaign. Didn't pull through. Malcolm didn't pull through. They didn't win. And Jagdio stand for them and still stand for them and still supporting them. They are not getting the president and the vice president, minister. They ain't getting the returns from these people who they put in the energy into. You understand? They ain't getting the returns from them people though. Them people are waste of time. They're an ungrateful bunch.
I just say you never miss the water till you well run dry,
Me got time. Critic. Because they will have enough of them is taking as a PPP, right? They're right there. So when you see me crowd-wise rolling with, is when I trip out there and say, oh, we know. Me want no problem with them, but them people never trust.
Real thing. Because I don't see problem. It's not like they got to pay no additional fee or anything.
Man, the vice president came out on my interview.
He spoke about it at length. It's been in the paper. The thing has been extended. It has to be organized and regularized. You can't have the thing like a Wild West. It has to be organized and regularized like everything else in Guyana. How you could have a vehicle moving? Well, then, listen to me. They have engine bikes that are not motorcycles, that are not moving as fast as those electric scooters. How do we treat that? Everything that is in large amounts has to be put some control mechanism in place. You understand? And they like follow people who like attention, like Dr. Amaya, the fucking bush doctor in Borby's making him a scot. Obia man and bush doctor, they like follow. You understand?
The two superstitious, man.
And he gone and he there with them advising back and protesting. And the next man, you imagine a man is there's community activist. And he's an old con man from America get deported after robbing people out of the savings. Been in Ponzi scheme. And he come here and he's an activist for them.
Enlighten me again. I'm enlightening now because I know the history about it.
The man was on my program. He said everything what he did on my program.
I see it. Father knows it, eh?
And he is the activist organizing a set of old man. You understand? The protests, peaceful protests, 30 people, 60 people come out and they're protesting the day. The fucking thing extend till Christmas time. And consultations are being had presently to get it sorted out. But the people we got tried with, they devious and conniving supporters. That's what they got tried with. Because every time they come in with the thing, well, go and vote for the fucking PNC. Let it take back the $50,000. Let it fuck you all over. Bring all the taxes back. You understand? Put water, VAT per water and everything else. Just fucking old perverts.
Don't be a state and let us set to them jobless.
We talk, bro. Go again and support the PNC. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I hear you. You're breaking up, but they call me direct on the phone. You ain't got credit for that. Call me direct on the phone. The WhatsApp now will go there. No. You got call me direct on the phone because you're breaking up. Let me call you back, man. Go. Vote for the PNC again. And let it clap the taxes in y'all. You understand? Let it fire the sugar workers and sell out all the fucking scrap iron now. Go! Me ain't voting for PVP no more. Go let it clap the tax in y'all. You understand? I got dead now. This trip. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Critic. Them use the bike. Now, since the registration passed, those people that bring in the bike by container, do they register it before they sell it?
My brother, since the legislation passed, everything has been put on hold presently.
But you see, that's where we're doing because they're supposed to register.
No, but that is the process. Due to GRA, they're looking at the process because what the banner protesting is the money. But the objective was not about the money to tax them. It was to regularize the bike, know who the bike belongs to, give the bike a number and these kind of things. It has to get that.
I understand everything right with you is going good, but what's saying? Now they should put duty for the bikes to come in because could the man bring the bike by container? You understand?
Yeah.
Increase it so people can't buy it. And then they would know who could buy, which who could buy to register it. And let the sellers register.
No. Yes. No, but the sellers already registering. It is the people now. Because who owns the bike has to get a number. Because of the speed, it is moving at the speed like a regular bike. They're driving all over the road like the mad. Then the person who has to ride that bike has to be regularized. They have to be over the age of 15. It mightn't be a driver's license, but they have to have some kind of training and licensing.
Yeah, but without a driver's license, the police see the radio, you could charge it like a bicycle. But the police don't say nothing. If a bicycle jump the light, it could be charged.
I hear you, bro. Hold on for me. Hey, brother.
Critic.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. I would like to make my take on your program this morning.
Please do, sir.
It's a very interesting topic, and it's something that cannot be overemphasized. That these bikes are causing a lot of problem on the road. People don't understand how to use them. In some cases, they're riding them more fast than a motorbike. People are riding these bikes. Mothers are taking children, 4 children on one of these electric bikes to school. And I'm very disappointed that the government would have extended the time until December. How many more lives will be lost between now and December? And because these people, we are presuming that they are PPP supporters, then whatever they say, we do what they're saying. You have made those points. Let them vote for somebody else.
Yes.
Let them vote for PNC and see what will happen to them.
Let them put back the land tax from the rice fields them.
Yes.
Per acre. How much PNC they put on?
In one part in Barbados, in the MMA, I think was they had moved the taxes from 2,500 to 15,000.
Watch it though. Well, let them vote for them. Let them vote for though, because there's an acre of land. That is an acre of land, right?
Yes.
They want to pay 5,000 a year for the bike when they're riding around. Where's the livelihood now?
And the development that is happening in this country, we want everything in this country that this government must take a spoon, not a spoon alone, a golden spoon.
And feed them.
And feed them.
No, but my brother, I'm saying, the onus falls on the president and the vice president to stop running every time somebody said I got a fever. They have a job and a responsibility, you understand, to the greater masses in this country, even the opposition side. Because when I'm driving down the road and one of them lady run across me with your 2 children and I knock she down, and she got it right for the way I got it right for come out and say, well, fuck y'all. You understand? And pick up me car and drive and gone.
Exactly.
If you buy one of those bikes and you want to do what you want to do, you need to sign a waiver. Like when you're going on a wild ride, you sign a waiver. If you're dead, it's not nobody's responsibility. That is what has to happen. The government can't put them for right in front of me, run into me, ain't nobody doing it, train them, and then I fucking responsible for them.
No,
You understand?
I would like to reiterate again, I'm disappointed that the time is extended until December. How many more lives is going to be lost between now and December? How many more drivers would be charged because they're innocent of someone who can ride a motorcycle on the road?
You know how many people, and you know when somebody get knocked down and dead, it's 72 hours, no matter who you be. If you're the best driver, the police holds you. They don't come, they ain't using no common sense and logic there.
No, you're going to be detained, must be detained.
You are detained and traumatized. I see women, drunk men run across the road, run from the girl car. I don't think the girl is even driving until the day. How she was traumatized and fearful for her life.
Right.
Michael driving down the road, Michael was arrested and locked up. Michael driving, a drunk man walking across the road with his head in a food box and walked straight into Michael's car. You understand? This is what we got to deal with in this society. I am asking the government, I'm asking the president and the vice president, who looking out for me? If you take it, you mad, crazy voters,
Mr. Critic,
giving them all the chances, who looking out for me?
exactly. I agree. We gotta look at this thing in a proper manner and deal with it the way that they were set out to deal with. Okay, if you can fine tune some of it, but this thing, who want protest and who want Ramaya want to do this, and Ramaya friend them who he get over there appearing to be activists and so on, and doing stupidness, and we allowing it.
Hi, brother. We talk. I think I've conveyed my message. Thanks for your input.
Yeah.
I think I've conveyed my message and it get me from my nerves. Today it costs more than it costs in my whole life. For my program. But it get me from my nerves. To see big men like the vice running everything. Your neck a hot, your back a hot.
Want to watch people know what is the game and tell them, fuck you. Go vote for the PNC. Let it clap the taxes on you. Let it fire more y'all. Let it sell out the whole fucking estate. Go vote for them. Let it take back the money. Let it take back the school voucher money from y'all. Let it tax your water. Let us send your fucking grandmother to your grave thirsty. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Critic, morning, Guyana. How things?
How can I help you?
Yeah, you have statistics for how many accidents happened for this year compared to like motor vehicle, motorcycle, and electric bike, the e-bike. I
will ask the police for that. That's a good observation.
Yeah, I think there's more pedestrian and dead than the e-bike. People walking in the road and getting knocked down more than anything.
No, sir. I can tell you right away. And remember, you're talking to the man who has run all the stories, them. Right? We even had so much pedestrians getting knocked down. Like the e-bikes.
Yeah, but compared to that, like regular motorcycle or regular car,
e-bikes are now bear in mind, e-bikes only a year, 2 years now, it's really getting off of the ground, right? It's after COVID. So, e-bikes is in about the same numbers as motorcycles now. And here you got to remember with a motorcycle that nobody's paying attention to. So, rarely you have people that ride from Barbies to Georgetown with an e-bike. But you have people doing that with a motorcycle. So the coverage area, the amount of people and likelihood you to get an accident, the amount of cars you going to pass, right? With a motorcycle is so much more. And then you ask yourself, how so much a e-bike getting thing? Because the e-bike riding up the one way, e-bike ride. I see a video with a man with an e-bike ride straight into Canter at the car now.
Yeah, I saw one time, I think I was on the back road.
Just drive. I see what this man was. This man watch it right straight in. So what has to, you know, we ain't talking about stopping e-bikes, you know. We are talking about organized. First thing, it has to be registered. Who is it registered to? And it has to get insurance. You got to pay some sort of insurance. Because here now, when you get broke up your foot and so, where you going by?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you're going to the hospital? For tell me how the hospital ain't working. Where you ride a fucking bike like a madman, broke up your foot.
Yeah, mostly I seen it's most like a woman riding a bike, they're taking the children to school, to church.
4 children? Somebody got to teach them, because like they can't turn to school, but they ain't been to fucking school. They learn physics. 4 children? It's a circus?
Single woman's like man, you know.
You listen to what I tell you, she gotta make 4 trip.
$300 to tax.
She got to make more than 1 trip.
Boom.
There's no excuse. I am saying, if she rides she bike with she 4 children, and she ride in front of me, if you give her the opportunity to ride with 4 children, lose her balance and ride in front of me, I have the right to come and say, lady, fuck off the road with the children. I have the right to treat her like if she is just a goat with some fucking kiddies.
I know.
You understand? No, but you would want to penalize me.
Yeah.
You would want to suggest I might have been driving fast. You don't pay attention that she can't balance a bike properly with 4 moving children.
I know it happened to me many times on the road. You're driving on my rush across the road.
You understand? All I'm saying, get them to sign a waiver that whatever happened to them is their responsibility. Once you ride an electric bike and you don't want to pay no money, you don't want to organize yourself, you don't want to pay any insurance, sign your death warrant one time. Because
some of those what you call it, from India, you know, so you really more like a car.
These bikes are even more dangerous than some tours you go on a roller coaster. When you go on a roller coaster, say you got to sign a waiver if you happen to injure yourself and so. Me not responsible for you. You understand? Roger.
Pick it up and go.
Safe, buddy.
Right. Good.
Yes, sir. No, I hear me on the problem. Yes. Oh, a lady with 4 children. Yeah? Hello, good morning.
good morning, critics. I don't know if you could remember. You know, back in the days, and I think the last still exists because I can't ever remember that it changed. To ride a bicycle, a regular bicycle on the road, you gotta get helmet and you have to have one in the yard.
Partner, we used to have, you used to have to have a radio license. You remember that?
Correct. TV license. You had
TV license.
TV license.
Now it's a free for all. And these banners, in the interest of making everybody happy, there has to be a line has to be drawn if you're going to develop a society with morals. And I'm saying these people, anybody come to you and saying, it's like your wife coming. Me, you married. Sex is a mutual thing. You understand? This is a two-way thing. Sex is a two-way thing. And she coming, I ain't going to give you this thing. Well, fucking stitch it up and keep it. Stitch it up and keep it. Hello, good morning.
Morning, guys. It's Critic. Ravi D all the way, that's secure.
Talk to me.
Just want to make a contribution. Not only that the elder people are riding these e-bikes, you find the parents give the little 7, 8-year, 10, 12-year-old children riding these bikes.
They have to sign a waiver.
And they're just messing up the whole scenario. They're dashing in, dashing out all over the place. So I think it's a good, it's something good that we clamp down on these bikes. And the parents need to have control over the children and not just sending them like a little bicycle right down the road and go down the road, go down to the shop and not look where they're going. Too much of risk, too much of things involved in causing innocent lives and all kind of thing. And then, as you said earlier, blaming the innocent people, and there's no law in the country that will...
Partner, I am saying, let us sign a waiver. So when anybody knock them down, we come and throw them in the fucking car like how we throw goat and we knock down cows, shite the fucking car and we go away. Story done.
Another observation, Critic. I think they need to amend the law to accept video evidence so that you don't reprimand somebody 72 hours if you have a video evidence in front of your hand at the police station.
Or somebody witness. If I come and say, I see the girl run crazy or the girl is drunk, test the person. See the blood alcohol drunk. How I can knock down a drunk man run into my vehicle.
Exactly. And there are a lot of video evidences you can get fast and release the people them rather than holding them and incarcerate them and punishing them like if they are wrong. And the people them who wrong probably die or damage or gone somewhere. Thank you so much, Critic.
Safe.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yes, brother.
You still live, right?
Yes, I'm live and direct.
Yeah, let me give a little input to this e-bike. In New York, right? They never had license and so forth, and the government implemented it. And if they hold these new bike without registration and license, they destroy it. You can't go back and get it.
My brother, I'm saying it has to be organized. What is more painful is that people choose to suggest that they wouldn't vote because the government has decided to implement systems for our safety. The PPP people acting like they alone. I am saying I have no problem. I will support the PPP leaving their supporters to do what they want to do. Sign a fucking waiver that when I knock down your scunt, I treat you like a fucking goat kitty or a cow.
No, but what's saying, that means some of we got to come and protest, some because we PPP supporters too. And we against they not having registration and insurance. So we got a farmer delegation to come out and go in front of Freedom House and see how the VP gonna step down and see how
they always. I can tell you, I can attest to this. That is be around. Anything call the vice president and the president and the minister right away. They respond. You're fucking fever doctor.
That can't continue happening. That can't continue happening every time.
The systems have to work. If the police see. Because I can't come in now and telling the police. The police has the status. The police taking the report of these people cause an accident and cause a problem. And they've decided to do this. Laws are implemented. They have to be followed. Sometimes they're too harsh. But now because look at, I as a PPP, I vote for PPP. Well, vote for fucking PNC. Let it take back everything where you're given. Let it fuck up the roads. Let it fuck up the country. And fuck you all over.
Exactly.
We talk.
Good.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Just something I want to share. In 1970s, we used to take out revenue fitness for a pedal bicycle. So Long time it was more, and this is a electric e-bike. So if the government want to bring the rules and regulations, it's for the betterment for the people of Guyana, have the interest for less of them will have accident and died. So they have to follow instructions and work along with the government for development of the country and the safer part. Thank you.
Roger, brother. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Here, I had enough for y'all. All I'm saying, if the PPP and their supporters decide they want for don't the place be a free for all, yes, you got to turn on the thing in the background and let me talk, brother.
Yeah, morning everybody. Sorry, brother.
Talk to me.
All the government got to do if they want to accept license for you to use license for the bike. It stop allowing it to come in the country. If it don't come in the country, how they can get for buy it? When it come in the war for the different entry to Guyana, deny it.
No, but what happens, the bike has been the hand and feet of some people now. Their mobility, when you're in a developed country, right? You can't deny things that when you're a capitalist society, everything and anything can be sold. Like you're selling dildos, you understand? This is the society we're living in.
But I agree, but I gotta do something about it. Look,
Roger.
way back I did riding P50, the pedal bike. And you had to get provisional. You had to the lies there that you got to get. The only thing you got to like.
My brother, really and truly, the discussion is not so much e-bike, like it is the devious, conniving PPP supporters who choose to come out and try to use politics to get away from their commitments. I am saying, I, Mikhail Rodriguez, I'm a licensed driver. I have insured my car. You understand? I have bought road license and road fitness to use the roads. How the fuck you come with an electric bike now? Not only using the road, but not using the road in accordance with the law. Not trained. You understand? Not trained. Right in front of me. And that is the problem. I am licensed to use the road in Guyana by the Guyana Revenue Authority, by the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Revenue Authority as a licensed driver. And I pay a road license every year to use the road. Nobody with no electric bike, when I fucking knock them down, they have to get the same treatment as a cow or a goat kiddie. You throw them to the fucking corner of the road and I carry on about my business. You understand? Because I don't know how you reach on this road. I don't know what you do here. I don't know who sent you. You understand? If all of you using this road was you program partner, you have a motorized electric bike. Because it's electric, the criteria for the bike shouldn't be electric, they're having an e-bike. The criteria for the bike is the rate of speed that it goes with. And those bikes are going as fast as a motorized bike. Simple as that.
Gotta do what I gotta do it. The law say, listen, the government gotta use that power. You're given the mandate to rule. If you say you gotta get license, you gotta get license. If you say you can't do this, you can't do this. Simple as that.
You imagine all the people out there, truck drivers. Listen to me. You know how much truck accident, the truck that's getting an accident with car because then I see the car. You imagine driving a truck, you don't see a whole car.
Every day.
Much as a man with an e-bike, they're pushing. You know what I'm saying? When they're dead, it's just that the e-bike can catch up on the East Bank. If they're Borbis and Esiquibo. You understand? You imagine even on a motorbike. You got a little e-bike. The bike, light, a man could pick up an e-bike. And a woman riding with 4 children on their body.
You know. You're the government, you have the mandate to rule, to set law. If you said there's got to be a law, it's got to be a law. If you said this law got to be enforced, it got to be enforced. The PPP are very slack. I have no apology. They're very slack when it comes to enforcement of law.
Everything they're running.
You're the in charge, Tom. You used to be on Regent Street. Yesterday I stuck in a traffic at the corner of Regent and Alexander Street for 20 minutes, all because people choose to sit down in the car and buy fucking Bo Rumble and G. What is the Guyana police force doing about that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Good. But that is
The penitence market, the same thing. They take over the whole road. They start with a little car and they take over the whole road.
That's why I asked you the other day, what really is the commissioner of police doing in this country? You got through Rock Street, you can't drive, you can't park, you can't do nothing. People sit down in the middle of the road buying one. This is too much of nonsense.
Let me take another call already, brother.
Yeah, my brother.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Critic.
Yes, sir.
Very entertaining and edifying subject you're on. What I would like you to show, I think was yesterday, I saw you taping something where a pedal cyclist was riding on the left side of the road and the e-bike on the right side of the road. That you should always show that. But let me tell you something. I think Michael was involved in an accident, right?
Mm.
And I was a policeman, right? And one day a pedal cyclist hit down a man. The man hit his head and eventually died. When you go through the law for pedal cyclist accident, the highest fine at that time was $26. $26. So you see the predicament you were in there. A man died. But where the difference come in here and what people are not saying, for you to be charged for causing death by fatal accident, right? A vehicle it must be done by a motor vehicle. That is, it must be mechanically propelled. And this is what you have with e-bike.
It is mechanically propelled, yes.
It's mechanically propelled, right? And there was another incident where I was in a vehicle. I was in a hire car at Friendship in the East Coast. And the guy hit an old woman, 78 years old. But she was not at fault. The driver was not at fault because some people were sitting down on an embankment there and they were blocking the view of the old lady's 78. So when she eventually get out on the metal surface of the road, she was already, and the guy tried everything to avoid him. I even end up on the other side of the road.
I am saying, brother, and I continue to say, if the government decides to facilitate the lawlessness of some of their supporters, let them sign a waiver and do what they want to do.
Look, man, in the old days, we had to have the license for bicycle. It was a beautiful thing, you know. You can use it as a washer.
Over the years, as we have developed as a country, we take away some of this to make sure that the taxes and the signing up and so are not a burden to society, right? But I am saying everything in life, to get a job for a contract, do you know I have to go back constantly every 6 months and get NIS compliance to suggest that I paid NIS for my staff? I have to get GRA compliance. You understand? Nothing in life in success come easy.
That's right. You know.
And a set of these PPP acolytes come in now and feel like, oh, the PPP, they're in power, everything's supposed to fall in place. The PPP has to come and show that they are a party and they continue to say they're a party for all. And I'm asking, are they representing me? Are they representing the opposition? Well, there's 217,000 people in the opposition.
That's right.
A lot of people are using the roads, your doctors or lawyers. Not everybody would have voted for the PPP, but they have to be represented by the PPP because of the fact that they're the government. They are spearheading the nation. And if these little things, they can't put their foot down and organize. You understand? The vice president came out and said, we're putting it down till the year and it has to be looked at. It can't be left like that.
That's right.
But too many times, they're soft-handed and they're fighting and going backwards. Is like the women staying in an abusive relationship. A man hit you, that is wrong, that's not. Get the fuck out the relationship. Man, he can change. Man, them cheering. You understand? Get out now.
That's right.
And I'm saying if the PPP supporters want to vote for the PNC, you understand? Knowing what they gifted for. I never see none of them protests. Quick. Couple. A danger to society. Them being a danger to society coming out and protesting. I never saw anybody come out and protest when 7,000 jobs were lost in Borbies.
there's one thing with the waiver, Critic. There's one thing. Let me say something about your waiver. Right? They signed these things for the waiver. Let us, let us just say they signed a waiver. But what if they hit down somebody and break their foot? And break their limbs?
My brother, the waiver is not for the other people. The waiver is for them. That if anything happened to them, you understand? It's like when I go and ride the bull, I went to the letter and the president was up there watching down, and I go and ride the bull. Rodeo. When I done, the president said, why are you taking that risk? He was aware of the risk. I was aware of the risk. I was aware that I could possibly break my back, break my neck, or become badly injured. I had a plane waiting for me. The circumstance.
There is no compensation goes to the bull. If you fall down and break your foot, there is no compensation you get from the bull.
No, again, but I was aware that these things could happen, and I went with a private plane. I chartered a plane, and the plane was waiting there in the case of an emergency to fly me back to Georgetown. Imagine, you have to accept that this thing is so dangerous, and that is what those people with those e-bikes have to accept. It is dangerous, and I'm saying if you loosen people, if the government decide, they can give them a chance, and what chance they're giving them, you don't fucking them. Got to tell me, wait, do it for me.
Would you try the bungee jump?
My brother, I've done everything imaginable that falls into the line of dangerous, except gliding, hand gliding, that I'm going to Rio very soon to do.
Anything left for you to do?
I'm planning to go into space. There's the Virgin Atlantic got a space trip for about 100,000 US. I want to do that. There are a few other things. I ain't gonna do the deep sea diving like the Titan went to see the Titanic. I ain't so fucking crazy and stupid. Except I'm going on one of them US military or Russian military submarines that goes to the depths of the sea. What else?
You gotta go there with the submarine like Cameron have, man. You go perpendicular down. You don't go the right way.
By me going down no way. I alright. Safe, Chief.
Carry on, man. I think those people that protested in Bobby's, they got your message, right? I think they got, and they are going to ponder in it.
Right? Roger, brother.
Take care, brother.
Safe. So, with that being said, I conclude. Man said to get the message, you better get the message. And vote PVP. You might not live out them old fucking man who play the protesting. They vote PNC. You might not live out the other 5 years of the PNC. You are going to make yourself a scunt later.